Hey, welcome to the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Well, the rumor went out last week, the very end of last week. I found out about this when I was doing the show on Friday. But the short list of candidates has been sent out to 7 people. And we're talking about candidates for Trump's vice presidential selection, which is really, the last big decision that's going to be made here before the elections happen. Because we know who Biden is going to have on his VP ticket. It's going to be Kamala. We're not too sure it's going to be Biden, but look, the idea that he is going to be replaced, that ship is pretty close to leaving the harbor. So really the only variable left is the vice presidential pick for Trump. He's not going to pick Mike Pence again. Oh no, I think that might lose him votes if he did. But check out this list of people who it went to. Florida Senator Marco Rubio, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, Florida Representative Byron Donald, New York Representative Elise Stefanik, and Dr. Ben Carson. Some of these are known entities. Some of these are fairly new in the national political scene. I know something about half of these dudes. Let me tell you something. I know a little bit about Marco Rubio. We probably have a somewhat positive opinion on him, generally speaking. But out of the Republican pool, he's not really lined up too well with most of the listeners to this show. He's been accused of rhino status. I don't want to say he's a rhino because I don't know if that completely fits. But he's been disappointing in some areas. I know very little about Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. He just became a senator in the last election cycle, if I remember properly. And then, I don't know, he's shown up as a guest on some shows and hadn't really paid a whole lot of attention. So I apologize for my ignorance on him, but a lot of people seem very high on him. I've seen a lot of people who I respect their opinion want it to be J.D. Vance. They might be right. I'm sorry I don't have anything more in depth. Number 3 is South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. Now, Tim Scott is being accused of being a token here, but that's been the burden that he's carried ever since he went to high places as a Republican. They just can't have you leaving the plantation. You're going to get called all kinds of names. Now, how is he on policy? Who cares about his skin tone? He's a black guy. Yeah, that would probably help. Yes, that may mute some of the criticism about racism. I doubt it. Yeah, that may confirm some of the sort of hip hop community that is going pro-Trump, and I'm talking about like the 50 Cents and the Lil Waynes, and there's a few of them, besides Kanye West, and so it might help in that respect. But on policy, he's pretty solid Republican. He doesn't really burn you that much, and if he does burn you, it's not because he's going full blue. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum. Sorry, I don't know anything about this dude. I got nothing for you. Florida Representative Byron Donald is the next one. Now, Byron Donald is someone who's fairly new on the national scene, and he's just a congressional representative, which you see everyone before him, 3 senators and a governor. This is the lowest ranking dude so far. And he's also a brother. He's black, and I've actually seen more of this guy than probably Tim Scott or Doug Burgum or J.D. Vance, because he does interviews, and I don't know what these people are thinking. In fact, no, I take that back. I know what they're thinking. So CNN won't have you on if you're going to destroy them. CNN's not going to have you on if you're going to make them look like a fool on their own television station. CNN's not going to have you on if you don't answer their questions in the correct nomenclature and verbiage and woke terminology. And Byron Donald has, for some reason, they keep booking this dude. And he goes into these Lions Den and they think, well, maybe because he's black, then maybe he'll be a little bit easier of an interview. No, he just goes in and destroys these people. And I mean, destroy in a good way. And I think he's younger than me, but from what I've seen from interviews, this guy would clean up in an election. I don't know how he would govern. I don't know what his voting record is. I do like what I see from interviews because he's so damn good at them. Does that mean I should vote for him? No, but I do know more about him than some of these other people, and it's mostly positive. And another thing I like about Byron Donald is how much criticism he's getting. Wait, criticism makes you like someone more? If it comes from the right people, it does. I give you an example. Sunny Hostin from The View. She is not a fan of Byron Donald's. she is scared by Byron Donalds because Byron Donalds ruins her little theories and her worldview. No one could look at what's going on and possibly support Orange Man bad, especially not a black person. Byron Donalds comes up and says, why not? She doesn't have good answers for it. But listen to her try and minimize Byron Donalds on this. This is great.
So my question to you, Sonny, is it stupidity like she says, or is it something else?
It couldn't be anything else. He's either stupid or is it something else? Or maybe he's an intelligent guy who gathered the facts and observed the world around him and just came to a different conclusion without being stupid. Is that even possible? Do they even consider that someone could politically oppose him without being evil, either an idiot or evil?
It's pandering. I don't think it's stupidity.
To whom?
It's pandering to Donald Trump. I thought it was interesting that the framing was a room of black Republicans. Where are they? Where are they? Because if you look at the stats, 81% of black men are part of the Democratic Party. Black voters consistently align with the Democratic Party. Over 95% of black women are part of the Democratic Party. So these black men that he was speaking with, I'd love to see them. It would be like looking at unicorns. And so I think that the sad thing is, I agree with you, Anna, is that this came from the mouth of a black man, right? And so if you're pandering yourself and your community and your history to a man like Donald Trump, who is a disgraced, one-term, twice impeached, convicted felon, we get to say now, is even more despicable.
Oh, so despicable. Black Republicans are unicorns. They're so rare, they're not even to be considered. They're such a small minority. We don't have to worry about what they think. Wow, you're disregarding people based on their minority status. That's an interesting take for a, air quotes, progressive. But black Republicans, there's not a whole lot of them, but they're also more in common than trans folks. Are they to be disregarded and dismissed? Or are we supposed to have a whole month where we got to hear about it? We're supposed to let them read stories to our kids in their drawers. How many trans people are in Congress, by the way? Oh, that's right, 0. But there are black Republicans in Congress. So it looks like trans are far less abundant than black Republicans. Do they deserve to be dismissed? See, your criticism is not actually taking his points and telling us why he's wrong. You have an ad hominem attack. You're trying to dismiss him, the human being, because you can't touch his ideas. And that scares you, and it should. And that's hilarious. Oh, yeah, he just does this because there's a lot of money telling white folks what they want to hear. Sure, that's what it is. And that comes from who? Oh, that's right. What do you do for a living? Who's in your audience? Exactly. 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. It's the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.